Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of Shooting the with Yankee. As always, I'm Yankee, so let's start shooting. Today's topic is, I just want to know what your thoughts are on the going-ons in Washington, D.C. right now. What do you think of using the National Guard to come in and act as law enforcement? It's not a state, so I don't know how you feel about it actually happening. And if maybe you'd feel different if it was a state, but I just want to know what you feel like. Is it fascism? Is it totally fine? Do you think crime rates warranted it? Or was that all a bunch of bullshit? Do you think it's just a distraction from other things? Now, I'll weigh in first to get people started here, and I will say that I believe it's more of just a distraction. I haven't seen anything that's illegal about it. I also haven't seen anything that justifies it. Crime rates are actually down. So if they were going to do this, they probably should have done it years ago when it was actually bad. But I just don't see a justification for it, to be honest. So I think it's more of a distraction than it is anything else. I don't think it's a big fascist act or a sign of things to come. Now, if they start doing it in other states, I would see a problem with it. But since it's in D.C., it kind of hits a loophole. And it's not really unconstitutional that I can see. So I don't have a problem with it in that aspect. I just think it is a distraction from things like the Epstein files and stuff like that. I also think that it could potentially be something bad. And I find it odd that people who supposedly believe in freedom and all this other stuff are okay with basically a military state. You think they would be kind of against that when we're all about personal freedoms and all this other stuff. So I would like to see people stand up against it, but that's not going to happen. Not while Trump's in charge, because the gun community is so conditioned that either you lick Trump's boots or you stay silent, because the Trump boot lickers will pile on you. And for some reason, people are afraid of that on the internet. I obviously am not afraid of that. Hell, I just lost 42 subs today just from posting the video I did about them and their position on marijuana. And the Trump tards are in that video bending over backwards trying to justify why it's okay that Trump's trying to maintain an infringement on our rights simply because that's the way it always was. So it's not his fault. Ignoring the fact that the courts are trying to say that it's unconstitutional and that they shouldn't be able to deny you your gun rights because you use marijuana. But the Trump administration is fighting to keep that and even strengthen it. But because it's Trump, they don't have anything to say about it. So same thing with the occupation in D.C. And like I said, though, I think it is a threat to our freedoms. I don't think it's anything illegal, or I think other people would have already figured that out. They're smarter than me. But I mainly think it's a distraction to distract from the Epstein files, because the people that own the politicians are on those files or in those videos, and they don't want those released. And they ain't going to be released because of that. So, like I said, I think it's mainly a distraction. And I don't like these people that are like, oh, they're bringing law and order back. And I don't like the lies. I don't like when the president gets online and says, oh, the restaurants are loving it because the business is up. And then all the restaurants are like, our business is down over a third since this started. And our reservations for future business is down like 45%, which is what's coming out of the state of the district now. So don't lie about the effects of it. If you're going to do it, own the results. I don't like the lying. And I also don't like people pretending like, they're doing so much for gun rights in Washington, and when no, they're not. Lulling people into a false sense of security that these things are fine, that they do these things. As long as you look at this hand and don't pay attention to what this hand's doing, you'll never notice your freedoms are going away. And there's so many complicit talking heads in the gun community that want to make sure you stay distracted. But other than that, I want to know what people think. But let's get started over here, what everybody else thinks, now that I've ranted about it for a while. Oh, and before we get started on other people's thoughts, I want to remind everyone, this channel is restricted. So take a moment to hit that join button and click that bell, ring that little bell and select all so that you get notifications. If you select some, you will get none. So select all. Join, subscribe to the channel, and select all so you get notified. We are a restricted channel. YouTube's trying to get rid of us. They've admitted we're a restricted channel. So please do that. Or you can go to my YouTube channel page and do it also if you don't want to do it right here on the video, which I don't know why you wouldn't, but that's linked in the upper corner. And if you want to support the channel in our endeavors like the Pets and Vets Fund, Handguns for Heroes, TYMP, go on over to TYMPpistolproject.com. That's my website. And it is linked in this upper corner of this video as well. And buy yourself some merchandise like the Revolution 2025. Not that I'm suggesting that we're going to have to take our rights back by force eventually, but maybe I am. Go buy yourself some merch. There's all kinds of merch over there, not quite as political. This is still whimsical, even though it's political. So go over there, buy some merch, or become a Patreon supporter, subscribe star supporter, get some custom patches. We got some very cool patches over there. One of my favorites that you can't buy over there, but one of my favorites we just did is the Eeyore patch. But please do that. Support the channel, subscribe. And if you want to support us financially, because we don't take advertising, we don't take sponsorship, I don't do discount codes, I don't preach the word of the man because I'm being paid to. So you guys fully fund everything we do. So if you want to help, like I said, go over to TYMPpistolproject.com. With that being said, let's go back over here and read our comments coming in. Johnny Mandrick said, Trump found a loophole, huge waste of taxpayer dollars. He will mess up and try it in another city, and that will bite them. If they try to spread it further, I agree that would be a big mistake. And I think they only do it in D.C. because they know they can get away with it there. Legally and physically. Like imagine if they tried to do that in somewhere in Iowa or Montana. They'd be run out of town with pitchforks and shotguns. So, yeah, I don't think they will try it anywhere else. But Sean Bain, don't like it at all. Sets a bad precedent. I agree. I don't like it in principle. I don't think it's like illegal, or else, like I said, someone smarter than me would have figured that out. But I don't like the precedent of bringing in the military to enforce laws on U.S. citizens. At the border, it's, that's more of a gray area to me. That's enforcing our sovereignty. So, but on U.S. citizens, I have a problem with that. Gummy Wuzzle chimed in and said, which I don't know if we should even read his because he's been ignoring our chats lately, out whoring around and drinking, not coming to the chats. How I feel about D.C., Baltimore, and Chicago is that he's laying the foundation for a police state. If they take it to other states like that, well, then yes, I'll absolutely agree. Maybe it's practice for the next elections. He even said when he was interviewing Zelensky, or when he's having his meeting with Zelensky this month, that so if we're in a war when elections come, I can cancel the elections, right? What about if it's a war with his own people, civil war? Then cancel the elections. Paul B, everyone wants less crime. Going to stay forever useless. Going to stay forever useless. Yeah, how do you stop it? When do you say, okay, crime's at the right level now? And then why would it stay that level when you left? It's not like they're rounding up more criminals. They are seizing a lot of guns from people who are legal gun owners. I'll say that. They are, by their own admission, it's like almost, like over 80 guns that people will not face any charges for that have been stolen. And people are trying to turn that into a positive when Janine Pirro says, we're not going to file federal charges on these people that we took their rifles and shotguns from because we don't have a legal leg to stand on. Well, then why'd you take them in the first place? That's not a positive. That's like saying, you know what? All those people we illegally jailed, we're not actually going to try them. So we're going to let them go. That's not saying it's something good. That's saying we just illegally jailed a lot of people. And that's basically what they're doing. And then people are singing the praises, like some of the more mouth-breathing, retarded talking heads on YouTube. Look at how they're bringing gun rights back to Washington, D.C. Fuck you, you retard. Where was I at before? It's been a day. Let's just say that. So, Mr. Furley said political stunt. They're not in the bad parts of DC now, and they're not really doing anything. They're not helping anything. They're not stopping anything. All they're doing is putting a police state on people who don't want a police state. and hurting businesses. Like I said, they lie and say, oh, businesses have been up since we did it. And every indicator is business has been way down since they did it. Business owners are screaming for them to please stop, but they ain't listening. Leonidas chimed in, who I don't know if I want to talk to him. He got a new gun today, and I didn't get a new gun. So he got a new Smith & Wesson 10 millimeter, one of those folding pistol carabine, FPC. So I'm not sure I want to talk to him, but I'll read his thing. But I'm still mad at him. I think using the military for policing in Washington or anywhere in our country should remain a last resort, not a standard practice, and definitely not a political stunt or a distraction, in my opinion, just to put some words in your mouth there. John and Mandrick says, start of a fascist takeover attempt. Could be. I mean, that some people might say that's a little tinfoil hatty, but you never know. Sometimes people wearing tinfoil hats are right. Every now and then, that's why I say, even the crazy guy with shit in his diaper that stands on a bucket on a corner downtown screaming his prophecies is occasionally right. So sometimes you want to listen. The same thing with the tinfoil hat crowd, conspiracy theorists. Sometimes they're right. So don't just dismiss them out of hand. Pay attention. Motor Racer Chris, local police is misrepresenting crime. No change. Well, there's not going to be any long-term change from that anyway. What's it going to do? That's like saying, okay, I own a business. I own a car lot. And I'm having a problem with people vandalizing the cars at night because of my neighborhood. And I hire a big protection firm to come in for 2 weeks and surround my cars. But I can only afford them for 2 weeks. Is that going to stop my vandalization problem after they leave? No, it's not going to. They're just going to wait till after they leave. So it's artificial. I might have my numbers of vandalizations are going to go down for a while, but then they'll probably spike afterwards because all those people that been waiting will do it. So it ain't going to have any real big effect. We got one more person weighing in and then we're done. He already said 19 other cities. Chirac next. Is that Chicago? Chirac? As much as I'd like to see some states taught a lesson, I will not compromise my principles on the federal government using strong arm tactics on its citizens. As much as I'd like to see Olympia, Washington taught a lesson, or California taught a lesson, or Chicago taught a lesson, or New York taught a lesson, I still won't, bend to my principles to do it. And I won't bend over backwards to defend someone who's doing something wrong just because I want to think they're doing something right. Will not do that. So don't ask me. I won't dance. Don't ask me. I won't dance. Don't ask me. But that's it for us today. I want to say thanks to everybody for weighing in. I appreciate it, especially everyone who helps support our programs, etc. We definitely need it. So thank you for that. Thank you for coming in, keeping the conversation going. If you watch my videos, thank you for that. If you're one of the few that do, please thumb them up when you do. I noticed my video today had, at the point it had like 500 views, it had like 4 thumbs up. How hard is it to thumb it up? Even if you don't like it, thumb it up just in YouTube's face. Give Yankee a thumb up, just to fight YouTube anti-2A bias. But thanks everyone, like I said, for coming. Thanks for everything you do. It's appreciated. I'll see y'all again tomorrow. Oh, and how about you out in YouTube land that are watching this tomorrow? What do you think about the occupation in DC? Let me know in the comment section below. If you want to weigh in on one of these topics in person, come to one of our live chats. We do them every day at 6 p.m. So come on in. Otherwise, like I said, I'll see everybody tomorrow. Until then, remember, always carry and stay safe till I see you again.